Hello and welcome to another edition of Siloed Design Solutions Tips and Tricks. My name is John Ofield and today we're going to cover how to insert our 2D DWG files into a 3D Revit file, model off of that, and export that back into an AutoCAD format. So when you have your 3D model or 2D model linked in to start designing your work, do you have to have AutoCAD open and Revit open? No, you can actually insert your 2D CAD files. There are two different ways to do this, and this is located from your Insert tab, as you see up here. On the left, we have Linking, and in the middle, we have Import. Linking is if that CAD file ever updates, you want your information to update within Revit as well. That's where we can have this CAD file linked. If you just want it to be a one and done type file, you can actually select Import CAD, and you can also do a explode or a partial explode of that CAD file within Revit as well. So we're just going to select link here, and when this dialog box opens up, we're just going to pick that information, which file it is. Down here, I always leave this as preserve, that way you can recognize your own layering if you need to. Layers, I select visible. The reason I do this is because if there's layers hidden, frozen, turned off, we don't want all that information coming in and bogging our file down. So visible is selected here, and I will uncheck correct lines that are slightly off axis. If this is turned on, Revit sees some lines that may be off axis, it could possibly delete those. And then figure out if you need to orient to the view, what level it's going to be placed at, and what type of positioning. Select open here. Okay, so we've got the same coordinates, position, and we see that this CAD file is in here. Now what we'll do is we'll go on up to our Systems tab, just utilize your duct, your pipe, cable tray, conduit, whatever it might be. Say we're doing some piping, I can go in and just start with my piping tool. Notice it is picking up the snap points even from a DWG file. Let's make sure our elevation is correct. So let's go up, find our correct elevation, and then here's our mid start point. Just because the justification we're picking is also from that middle point as well. And you can see how we're actually utilizing that particular center point. Now realize that that is conduit. We've got some piping down here. You can still utilize the measure tools to figure out what those distances are if need be. And if you need to make adjustments and modifications, you could simply do that. Let's just say that was a 1¼ inch. Then we would just pick that midpoint of that pipe and just start drawing that out. And we can see how that's coming in, replacing that, and it's at that particular elevation. So if we were to ever then cut a section through here, we would be able to see our own work. And once we open that guy up, we'll be able to see that information. And we'll just bump that detail level up to fine. And now we can see those particular elements starting to show up there. All right, so once we're done with this modeling process, how do we export this out back into a CAD format, 2D and or 3D? Well, let's go up to our File menu tab, select Export, pick your type of format, DWG for AutoCAD, and we'll get this DWG export. Now what I like doing is I go into the settings here, and this export settings allows you to adjust the layers. You can bring in a layer standards file, adjust this information, the lines, patterns, which is text your hatch patterns, text, fonts, of course, colors, solids. I will automatically change mine to ACES solid instead of the default polymesh. Here's your units, coordinates, and then also if you need to export room spatial area as a polyline. Here's your format, you can pick that, and then you're ready to go. So also uncheck this export views and sheets as XREFs. Just that way it keeps everything all as one file. Hit OK. Let's go through, pick what we need for that particular file. floor plans, sections, elevations, RCPs, whatever it might be. And then once we're done, we can go ahead and export this guy out. Hit OK. And if you don't have your shape parameter set up, it'll give you that little warning there. As you can see in the bottom left, we actually have that file being exported out and processed. And we'll be able to see this AutoCAD file here shortly within our AutoCAD. So now we have that same file here in our AutoCAD MEP, and as we zoom in, we can actually see it. We have those components with the layers, and all the information then comes through, even as a 3D file here that we see within our CAD format from Revit. Hope this has helped out. Thank you and have a great day.